Well, America is Mecca of seminars and educational programs, but the reality is not even the highest level of any training can improve your capacities if you're still carrying suppressed emotions or any unconscious programming that is blocking your success. And today we have so many mastermind programs that hooked you to buy into building on top of the existing personality, build this character on top of something else. Basically building new trade, new personality, forgetting basically that the word persona comes from the Greek word that means masks, which means that we're just placing a new mask on top of the old one. And then we wonder how come we can never, regardless of their surface success, to be truly happy or shine from within. Sometimes we identify so much with these personalities and masks that we totally forget who we are. And then we build one on top of the other so that we're not really able to see the light from within. And from all of these build up, let's say masquerade balls, that's what it is all about. Because we spend the life building on top of each other instead of revealing it. That's a big difference. So I'm not going to offer you another hook to a new mastermind that will help you build a new trade or knowledge or a new layer that will enhance your personality. You have that everywhere you go. Just turn around everywhere around you. But actually, I will just do the opposite. What I'm going to do here is to unhook you by transferring the knowledge of the most powerful technique you'll ever need to know in life, so you yourself can solve any personal issues for yourself and others, and in behalf of others. And in the process, not only you're going to relieve yourself from the issues and problems, but you will get the great insights while removing layer by layer of these identifications, masks, personalities, all the stuff you accumulated during the life that's no longer serving you. So you can finally reveal your core light and a pure love from within. And the most important is that in that moment, when you clean up the major stuff from your life, I'm talking about major issues in your main unconscious game, you will basically find love for yourself. Because that is the core of all issues in life, realistically speaking. Because Dean asked me to mention, what are our main fears in life, obstacles in life. Well, any issue, it's in its own core, has an issue of self-love. So if you're truly healthy, have a self-love for yourself and others. Because in order to love you, in order to love me, I have to love you. Through loving you, I love myself. You are my own mirror. Whatever I like or I don't like about you, it's my own thing. So through loving you, I'm loving me. And through loving me, I'm loving you. So not only that the whole concept is, while solving the personal problems, you will release all that pumped up, repressed energy that you have with different emotions or repressed content that you don't want to admit that you possess. So while you release all of these and you release all the constructs and stories, they're making you run in a vicious cycle in order to entertain your problems. That's what it is. You're just entertaining with all the stories. Stories are nothing else but an excuse to entertain our problems. So the point of this technique is to finally find within is what you're looking for your whole life everywhere else. Whatever you're looking at, your main goal in life, your biggest need in life, your biggest drive in life, your path in life, it's not outside of you, it's inside of you, it's within yourself. I think that Hesse stated, there's a famous sentence, I think by Hesse, stated, I thought that destiny was coming towards me until I realized it was growing within me. So it's everything is within us. Everything is inside of us. So all the power and the light, it's already within you. But you cannot get to it, to your true self, considering that you entertain yourself with all the other identifications that you're dealing with right now. There's so much stuff that you forgot who you truly are. And I'm talking about your source, your core self, who you really, really are. So to summarize, with the FAIR transformational technique, yes, you may integrate the energy of emotional charge from any issue in life and basically solve any personal particular problem. Choose anything from I feel frustration because of my relationship with whoever to I'm not feeling confident about doing whatever, my business, not having enough money, being stuck in traffic, frustrated because I'm stuck in traffic, whatever the issue. You can pick and choose. You can solve any personal problem with these techniques. And you have to understand that this is not motivation, inspiration, otherwise fluffy workshop or webinar, but basically it's a hands-on learning protocol and a workshop where you will get direct access to a couple of techniques. One first techniques I'm going to offer you, it's ancient psychological technique for pain removal. So basically you're going to be able to get rid of physical pain without any pain pills or chemistry, because your body is the best pharmaceutical company in the world. And basically that's the first aid tool to have in the case if you or somebody that you know have a back pain, headache, stomach ache, toothache, whatever. Anybody who's experiencing any psychosomatic pain. So you will be able to remove it with this technique. Also, second thing, which is the most important thing, is the FAIR transformational technique, which can be applied literally to solve any personal problem. When I say any problem, I mean anything that has energy and emotional charge. Because we remember only things that have an emotional energy charge attached to it. Let's say I ask you what you had for dinner 2 weeks ago. You might not remember, but if you're proposed to me, if somebody beats you up or whatever happens, you will remember every single detail. So with these techniques, what we do, we take the trauma from the past, we put it into now, and we take a fear of the future and put it into now, and then remove energy and emotional charge from both. Once there's no energy and emotional charge on that issue, then that issue disappears the same way as that dinner that happened 2 weeks ago. You had dinner 2 weeks ago, did you? Yes, but you don't remember because there's no energy and emotional charge attached to it. So when there's no charge, there's no issue. Same thing with trauma. Once you remove the charge, trauma's gone forever. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about a stressful situation, fears, phobia, PTSD, resistance, anxiety, compulsiveness of any type, any undesirable behavior or faults or weaknesses, panic attacks, jealousies. It's ideal for jealousies and relationships. Fear of public speaking, fears in general, tensions in presence of authorities, failures, anxieties as well, guilt, you name it. Basically everything that has energy and emotional charge, anything that we perceive as a problem can be solved with this technique. So what happens is that after you learn it, you'll be free for life, and you will achieve drama-free life. And you will improve not only your performance, but you'll have more time and more energy that you were wasting or utilizing on those unconscious and subconscious psychological games and patterns that we all play without even being conscious about it. So by utilizing the FAIR transformational technique, you may achieve more than just what we say. One of my clients stated that this technique brought him more than any other seminar, book, program, or lecture series that he had ever attended. And he's not the only one. A lot of people are claiming the same. So this is not about insights. This is not about getting the point. This is getting to you. Getting to your true self, who you have been all along, but could not see it due to the layers of the masks and identifications that we've been hiding ourselves from. And this is why we have so many issues. Uh, that because we think that's the road to ourself, but actually the road to our awakening is by disassembling all of these things that we accumulate during our life. So powerful, and it's so simple. Imagine just how lighter the world will be if every other or every third person would release the major emotional baggage that we carry with us everywhere we go. These loads and loads of unsolved energy charge from problems that basically create the games of life we play in many, many different variations, unconsciously and compulsively, changing reality from within. Because whatever you do not like about anybody else or anybody in general, you can basically fix it within yourself, and that will no longer be part of your subjective reality. That's how powerful these techniques are. That is the path of changing your reality as well. It's the biggest and the simplest tool. Buddha Inigo stated, in simplicity it's perfection. Of course, you will apply these techniques to solve your personal problems and change your subjective reality. That's not even a subject here. But what's needed now more than ever in any other times, no wonder it's Corona times. Corona basically means a crown, the light and glow around the dark disk. Basically, awakening time. So it's for you to be a conduit, basically an angel of transformation to others and yourself through transforming your own life. Because this is truly time of awakening. Enlightenment, time of enlightenment, awakening. There's so many awakened people, but not that many people awaken their heart. Those are enlightened people. So, but even when you think about it, never before in ever of existence of time that I know of, that we have this many awakened people. People who are completely awakened. They're aware who we are, what we're all about, that we live in duality, that nothing is the way it's presented or perceived. And so a lot of people are intellectually awakened and uplifted. And then that's on one side, because we live in polarity. What's the duality? What's the opposite of awakening? Control. That's why you have so much control. Corona time. Separation, isolation, masks, keep yourself quiet, isolated, away from people, embracing basically in a total separation, which is that's totally opposite of oneness, being a whole, being complete. So that's because, as I said, we live in duality, where there's one plus, there's minus, there's a female, there's male, there's a light, there's a dark, there's a tall, there's a short, there's beautiful, there's ugly. It doesn't matter. One does not exist without the other, because once you remove the energy and emotional charge between these two, they become one. And that's who they are really, just one. So it's a coin with two sides. They always have been one, yin and yang. They cannot exist one without the other. But you have unlimited and you have infinite and timeless as an expression of everything. That wholeness. I will explain that in a minute, just so I don't lose a track. But that duality basically create one, the whole, yin and yang. You cannot have one without the other, and vice versa. You see, so I need you. Through loving you, I can love myself, and vice versa. We express in duality. You cannot have me without you, and the other way around, the opposite. But once we remove the energy and emotional charge between these two opposites, they become whole. Yin and yang are whole. Light and darkness are just to play a game. They've never been separated. They're separated by illusion, the energy and emotional charge that keeps the game going up and down. Let's play a little. That's separation games. So we can lose a grab who we truly are. But now, more than ever, it's a time that oneness which is expressed into duality, to open its heart up by opening our own hearts up, by by integrating these suppressed energies and emotions and context that's blocking us completely, by letting it integrate with the rest of it, with a wholeness. And once that duality is open its heart, it can finally love itself. Because what I said before, the core of every problem, it's insufficient self-love, incomplete self-love. But in order to love yourself, you need to have other people. You can't play your own unconscious game by yourself. You need players. Everything around you that's happening around you, it's created by suppressed emotions anyway. So most people think that other people create circumstances in our lives. It's not other people that create mess in your life. It's a suppressed emotion. Other people are just acting crew that needs to play that game, their roles in your life, so you can play that game of victim, prosecutor, savior, whatever it is that you're playing. It's just a game and just a story. It has no meaning but the meaning you give it. And these people are what? Acting crew. Because you are the main producer, main writer, main director. It's your own life script, isn't it? And your main role. And you're going to play the role which you assign to yourself. So, the point of all this existence and the reason why we're here at Corona time, so that illusion, what we say, this expression says, illusion created illusion to figure out who it is. But you basically came to awareness of who you are so you can start loving yourself. Not on the base of ego, not on the stories, but truly love and accept yourself. And once you do that, game's over. Then you can change the game. And it could be anything you want it to be, because it always is. So, I can explain this cognitively and intellectually, you may comprehend it, but the idea is not for you to get an insight, aha moments, or to understand this, but actually to do the treatment and feel the release of all that energy and baggage and that tension we carry with us everywhere we go. And then you'll see how lighter you're going to be, you know, how does it feel to be whole, complete? How is it to be able to love yourself health way, not based on fake personalities, ego, a successful person, this and that, no. But true self, which is pure light. And that's a place when there's no games, there's no play. It's just light and love. That's when you open up. Until then, it's just a game between shade and light. And that's where you get in the picture. This is why you're listening to this right now. You are here because you are an angel of transformation. There are no coincidences that you're listening to this right now. If this is not the message that you need to hear, you'll be listening to somebody else right now. You wouldn't be here. You placed me in front of you so that I can remind you who you are and what's your purpose here. Yes, my job here, I'm here created by you. You are the one who have to experience this firsthand for yourself, to get in touch with your own light, with love within, and then through yourself and your own transformation, help others to release the same energy and emotional charge that's blocking them, so they can see the light and feel the love within themselves. Because it's Corona time. It's time to shine. And there's no coincidences. I was actually debating which platform to use to introduce this method to American market. The world in general. That was the idea. Because right now, my technique is known only in Europe. So a friend of mine called me 2 days ago and stated that Universe, Tony, Dean, Russell have arranged a new platform just for this purpose alone. The whole thing needed to line up so that I can actually just blur this thing out and let people know what's available, what's out there. There's a tool that's accessible to anybody who desires it. Anybody who wants to release energy and emotional charge from any personal problem, any pain. Why carry the pain and problems with you everywhere you go when you can remove them? And not remove them, integrate them in like an hour or two. Something that's been bothering you for years, you can release in 1 to 2 hours max. This is not a clinical psychology where you talk about problems and make them bigger and stronger. As Nikola Tesla stated, every time you talk about anything, everything you talk about, you're just making it bigger, stronger, even more involved into your psyche. It doesn't go anywhere. So it's even stronger. So this is the tool to remove all the cover-ups from your true light so that you can be what? Your pure source. And when people ask me, you know, who's your target, this and that, listen, these techniques and methods are literally for everybody. See, there's not one living person on the planet without suppressed emotions or stressful situations in life. It doesn't exist. So whatever we do not handle, it basically becomes the positive psychological content on our subconscious and unconscious level, which in order to keep itself alive, that suppressed emotion creates circumstances in our subconscious to be remanifested over and over again. You know, that's every time you do anything impulsive, compulsive, by automatism, and you do it, you don't know why you do it, but you did it anyway. That's basically, it's manifested as a self-defense mechanism that deals with deeply suppressed emotional painful experiences in traumatic, destructive, and dysfunctional situation. So every time you do something, what we say, stupid, and you don't know why you did it, that's what it is. It's a subconscious program that runs itself because it wants to be integrated. And that suppressed emotion creates circumstances in your life, and then you see, but you don't see the emotion because it's invisible. You only see acting crew, which is your family, friends, whoever creates drama in your life. You see that person, but you don't see the emotion. So you blame that other person as that's who created the issue in your life. No, that other person is just a person letting you know what's within yourself that needs to be worked on, because it's so much easier for us to see things in other people, but it's impossible to see things in ourselves. Eyes cannot see themselves. I need to look at you in order to see what's within me. That's what it is. I need to love you in order to love myself through you. That's what it is. That's the point of everything. So, these suppressed emotions are expressed as a self-defense mechanism. They're dealing with these deep, suppressed, emotional, painful experiences. And it doesn't matter if it's trauma, drama, unproductive beliefs, whatever it is, it's the stuff that keeps you running in a vicious cycle. That's why you always have the same drama, different people changing it, or you're always dating the same person with a different face. It doesn't matter, it's just the story. So this technique allows you to integrate these suppressed emotions so you can be completely free. And that's where you come in a picture, because you are an angel of transformation and you are here to join our academy to train as many people as possible in this methodology, or treat as many people as possible once you get certified practitioner, so that people can breathe again, so that this world becomes a happier place. It starts from within, from me. For years I thought I was helping other people, literally, until I realized, wait a minute, every time I did treatment of somebody else, I was treating myself. Same thing within myself. It disappears. So in reality, I was working on myself through other people. That's what it is all about. It's all one. Just an illusion that we are separate from one another. So you can expand your existing practice and you can become a FAIR transformational technique practitioner or trainer, you see, to train these, because these are very practical, usable, quick, predictable technique, and it's easy to use to yourself and others, and literally transforms reality through solving any personal issue. So what's going to happen, After the session, you're going to be set free from your main compulsions, and you will no longer play your main unconscious game. So the changes in life will become profound and substantial, not just that extra energy you're going to get from that you release from the suppressing, because your whole life you're suppressing that emotion, you're holding it below. It's the same thing like if you have let's say you have a ball and you're pushing the ball under the water and you're using all that energy for pushing the ball, but once you release it, you have that extra energy that you were wasting for pushing the ball under the water. Same thing with emotions, suppressed emotions. But also you're going to have freedom of self-sabotaging subconscious patterns and games. So FAIR transformational technique, basically it's a fast process in comparison to traditional process of clinical psychology. Because in clinical psychology, you talk and discuss problems. Here, no. Technique is based on specific questions and targeted answers that once they're processed, they're integrated into oneness, releasing the energy and emotional charge from suppressed emotions, decisions, gains, losses, conclusions, goals, and other content. So we do not talk. This is not a talk therapy. It's a very specific, there's a written protocol. You fill it out and you solve the problem by the end of the protocol. Any problem. So also you have to know there's no really prerequisite to learn this technique. Anybody can learn it. Upon completion of the course, participants are fully registered, and if they complete their 50 hours of practice, they can get certified as practitioners to process themselves, family, friends, or clients. So I guarantee you that once this becomes globally accepted and in practice, it will completely transform the world of today's psychology. And so once you open up your FAIR practice, so you can become a FAIR practitioner or you can become a FAIR trainer, it's your call, whatever you feel it's calling you. Then you will have a couple of participants, categories of people who will come to you. You will have people who will choose to come to you and save time and serious money for years and years of therapy sessions for solving any personal issue. And remember what I told you before, whatever solving for them, you're solving for yourself. So you're having always two in one. And what's happening, like a client comes to you and schedule an appointment with you. And then, first of all, you book a time. So you book time for your client, but that's also time for yourself because you're going to solve the same thing within yourself. And the client's going to pay you for the time that you booked to solve that problem. So, I mean, what better way of existence besides, and you're helping them at the same time while you're helping yourself cleaning up the same issue. So you can solve any personal problem for them, or you can actually choose to teach them the actual technique if you become a trainer, official certified trainer. So basically, not only they're going to experience immediate shift in their perception and feelings, but you will neutralize their major issues in life of their own personal choice. So client comes to you and says, my issue is so, and so. And maybe on the first moment, you can say, oh, this has nothing to do with me. This is not my issue. I guarantee you it does. Because if that client doesn't have the same underlying issues that you do, that client will be gone and will be seeing some other therapist, not you. So bear in mind, you always, no matter what you're doing with these techniques, you're always doing two in one. You're always helping. You're always working on yourself. That's the bottom line. In the process, you're helping other people. So if you choose to become a trainer, then you can hold workshops for practitioners, so you can certify people to be FAIR professional FAIR transformational technique practitioners who will basically realize their professional opportunities with certification. And they may even choose the FAIR transformation technique as a career and open up a center and just deal with that, solving people's issues. So it offers more than a monetary success, since they're going to be a tool of transformation and conduit to the well-being of others. Literally, an angel of transformation. And of course, as a trainer, you may actually teach this technique to psychologists, psychiatrists, psychotherapists, professional trainers, and people who are adding one more powerful, efficient method to their practice. So I know there's many experts and who talk about success, manifestation, a lot of insights. Yes, that's beautiful and everything, but this is not the insight. It's not motivation, inspirational. It's a practical workshop where you're going to learn technique step by step how to solve any personal problems. It's basically a roadmap to go from life of struggle to life of struggling in love, energy, and ease, to basically letting go of regret, doubt, and shame, self-sabotage, whatever is blocking you, any chain from the past or anything that's holding you back. So you have to understand that this is based on a thousands of years of philosophy that allows anybody to solve personal problems or any subjective situations. It's really great for interpersonal relationships and issues. I'm also doing personally myself webinars once a month, basically, which guarantees me that every time I work with you or I teach somebody else this technique and I work with their issues, that I solve the same things within myself. Because when working with others, you always work with yourself. So always be grateful for every person that comes into your way, since there's something that needs the attention within you. So they're basically opening your eyes. What is it within you that needs to be treated? That's the bottom line. I can go on and on about this, but I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So please leave a note or comments under the video, and please contact me directly into my inbox if you'd like to have more information about these techniques and how to literally unleash your angel wings of transformation. But I'm just going to give you some basic information about FAIR transformational technique.